You know what I was thinking? Isn't it crazy that we've both built multiple seven-figure businesses while traveling the world?
Man, what's even crazier to me is that we've helped thousands of people achieve the same success along the way.
You're probably at this video because you most likely want to start, grow, or scale an online business. As you guys can see, we're here in beautiful Colorado in the mountains. Me and my business partner, Brian Dixon, we've been hanging out here for the past, what has it been now, 4 days?
I think 4 or 5 days.
4 or 5 days, enjoying the beautiful weather, golfing, doing a little bit of working out. And we wanted to shoot this video specifically for those of you that are either struggling in your online business, maybe you're trying to scale a business, maybe you're somebody that's brand new to the online marketing industry, you want to start your own online business. Now, before we get too deep into the content, I want to show you guys that we practice what we preach. Now, as you can see from this first screenshot, this is my own personal income. You can see what I've done just over the course of this year in my personal business. You can also see that I've helped many others create their first 5-figure day online. I've helped Karen Merrow have her first 5-figure month online, Marissa Romero have her first 4-figure day, and even Scott Anderson have his first 4-figure day online using the teachings and the strategies that we reveal in our program.
Man, it's just amazing to see all of these people have success with what we teach. You know, let's take Lisa Stock, for example. She was working behind a desk for a supplement company prior to getting started online. And when she followed the steps, when she followed what we teach, you know, she went ahead and she's built a 7-figure business. You know, Dan Ryder's another amazing story. You know, he was struggling online, trying to make his online business work while he was still working a full-time job. And he plugged into exactly what we're teaching here. And he just reached out to me, I think it was about 3 months ago, and he said he officially has quit his job and now he's doing this full time. And not only is he doing this full time, he's now picking up clients and signing contracts for over $50,000, which is just amazing to see, just plugging in exactly what we teach and getting these kinds of results.
So you guys can see we've got people from all different walks of life, all different backgrounds, creating success, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you're somebody that has an already successful business and you want to supplement your income. Now, Brian himself, he's a master when it comes to Facebook ads. I'll let him talk a little bit more about that in a while, but what we decided to do is take what was missing in most programs and courses out there, and that was simply a paid traffic strategy and a follow-up sequence that most people didn't have access to. Typically, most programs you go through, they've got one guru teaching you one thing, one way, and it's really not that scalable. We find that a lot of people get stuck because of this. So what we want to do is we wanted to solve that problem. Whether you're somebody that's completely brand new online, you don't know what traffic or leads are, or you're somebody that's a veteran that's seasoned but wants to scale. You see, I struggled doing paid traffic because I realized that free content, I had to continuously create it day in and day out to get to a point where I was creating consistent income. And I got to a point where I got personally burnt out, and I went to Brian to have him help me with my Facebook advertising. Because if you guys know what it's like to create video content, even content like this, we had to spend time preparing. This takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a skill set that you learn over years, learning how to sell, learning how to talk and be on video, and it can be very difficult. And so what we wanted to do is we wanted to solve that. We'll get in a little bit more detail about the struggles that we faced, how we overcame those struggles, but we want to talk a little bit about our backgrounds. There's a lot of people out there on the internet that talk about all this money that they're making. They're, behind the Lamborghinis, they're in front of the fancy houses, right? But we didn't want to do that in this video. We wanted to show you that we actually practice what we preach. Obviously, you saw the results on screen here, but I'm going to turn this over to Brian for just a second. He's going to talk a little bit about his story because I know a lot of you guys will relate with it.
No, thank you, Josh. I mean, that was just amazing, what Josh just said there, because, for me, it's great being here in Colorado because 5 years ago, this is where my entire journey started. And not only my journey, your journey too. We went to our first event here in Denver, Colorado, and we never actually met each other, but it's really cool to be back in the same spot where this all began for us. And 5 years ago, I worked a regular 9-to-5 job, 45 plus hours a week, doing that daily grind, waking up at the crack of dawn, going to the office and leaving like when the sun was setting out, and I truly just didn't want to live the rest of my life like that. I thought that life was meant to be experienced, that I personally wanted to travel the world and see life for what it was and live life on my terms, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to do that going the traditional route, which was working a 9-to-5 for the 20, 30, 40 years, and then hopefully making enough money to retire on so you can go enjoy the rest of your life. I wanted to do all of that right now. And that's what I did when I built an online business. But it didn't happen overnight. In fact, I struggled for months and months and months. I think it was actually over 12 months I struggled without making any money online, without being able to generate any leads, without even being able to generate any sales. And I was just spending so much money on all these different traffic strategies and opportunities. And really what I had to learn was develop one skill set that has now paid me over and over now for the last 5 years. In fact, I built a very successful marketing agency. I've done well over 8 figures online. I've created my own products and services. I've sold other people's products and services. And I've done this all with Facebook advertising and paid traffic. And the great part about that is that for me, I can flip a switch. I can have leads going through my sales funnels. I have traffic coming in. I have people getting their eyeballs on my offers. When you're able to create that consistent traffic day in and day out in your business, my business was able to run on autopilot while I was able to travel around the world and, visit over 30 countries and 100 plus cities, living my life while my business ran on its own. And it just needed a couple hours a day of my attention. But when you learn to set things up the right way, when you get the right information from the right people, like guys like Josh and I who have done this, who are in the trenches right now, still selling other people's products, still selling our own products, and teaching hundreds of students, how to achieve the same success. And that's when you get the right information that you need to build a real business online. And I find there's so many crappy products out there these days, and there's all these so-called gurus who, like Josh said, they stand in front of their Lamborghinis and their big fancy houses, but yet these guys have never made any money online, or they haven't made it consistently. And the funny part is I've had so many of these people reach out to me because I run a very successful agency, and yet they can't even afford to pay their bills.
So think about it. You guys obviously didn't come to this page by accident. It was probably most likely an ad from Facebook or an ad from YouTube. So we're obviously doing our job when it comes to, driving traffic into our funnels. I find the problem that most people have is either they don't know how to get traffic or they simply don't know how to follow up. And there's a lot to learn when it comes to online marketing. And what we want to do, what we want to change, what makes us different is that we want to help you become full stack. What does that actually mean? We want to help you become masters at marketing, not just masters at Facebook, not just masters at YouTube, not just masters at email, but master everything. And to master everything, you obviously have to master one thing at a time, right? That's why we're experts at our respective trades. But then we were able to connect with each other and leverage each other to build our own online businesses. And so I find a lot of you guys go out there, you start, driving traffic, your ad's not set up right, or you don't know how to structure your video, you don't understand your target audience. These are the things that when I started roughly 10 years ago, and by the way, I struggled for the first 5 just trying to, set up a blog and drive traffic, because I was an SEO guy, if you're familiar with what that is. It's simply just being able to rank websites at the top of the search engine. Well, that's how I got started, right? I didn't know about attraction marketing. I didn't know that I could literally attract my perfect buyer to me. And it wasn't until the summer of, I believe, right around 2010, if I remember right, I actually went out and did door-to-door sales. I was knocking doors in the hot summer sun in Southside Chicago. And wow. I was pretty dang terrified. I remember I was thinking one day as I was knocking doors, I was like, what would be cool if I could just knock the doors of people that had recent burglaries or recent break-ins? Like, how awesome would that be? And so I got online randomly one day after just getting rejected all day, and I typed into the computer, how to start an online business, how to make money online. And I came across a blog, and this blog had a bunch of little links on it. And these links went out to different products. And when I purchased those products, the person that created that blog, they would actually make money from that. And I'm like, this is pretty cool. This person is literally attracting me, and I'm clicking on their stuff and I'm buying their stuff regardless if it was 2 a.m. or 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And that's when the light bulb finally went off. That's when all the puzzle pieces kind of connected together. And I was like, this thing could work. I could literally attract who I wanted, when I wanted, how I wanted online. And that's when I just started diving in deeper. You know, the next 4 or 5 years struggled from kind of just learning about, you know, traffic, learning about follow-up, learning about all these different things. And it takes, honestly, for you to master all these things, to you to really be good at creating an online income, you've got to be full stack. You've got to know all these different things. And so what we wanted to do is we wanted to create a program that helps you shortcut your success. So you don't have to go through all the trial and error that me and Brian went through for so many years, buying from guru one week and then another guru the next week, dealing with the shiny object syndrome, dealing with analysis paralysis, dealing with limiting beliefs. These are the things that we want to help you overcome in your online business.
So I just want to touch a little bit on what Josh said there, because, you know, Josh, it took him 5 years of struggling, you know, to crack this code. But I think he made some money online within that period. You know, for me, in that first 12 months, I didn't make any money at all. You know, I really struggled, and I kept paying and paying and paying for stuff that never worked. And it was until I came across a very similar video that you're watching right now that taught me like the 3 major things that I needed to know to be able to build a successful online business. And that was traffic. You need eyeballs on your offer. I needed to have a sales funnel, which I didn't know what that was at the time, but I needed to be able to send people through a specific sequence that in the end would get them to buy. And I needed a good follow-up. And I really didn't know how to write a good follow-up either. And it took me years to figure that out. And, you know, after that first 12 months, it's not like I went to go make my first $10,000 online or even $5,000 online. I made a $7 sale. So I made $7 after 12 months of struggling day in and day out. But that $7 sale that I made that while I was sleeping. So that was the first time that I'd ever made money in my sleep. And it proved to me that, hey, if I can do this over and over again, if I could make more per customer than it was actually costing me to acquire it, then I knew that I would have a successful business. But, you know, to make that first $7, I actually spent $25, so it was actually $18 in the hole. And guess what? I didn't give up. 3 months after that, I had my first $3,000 sale online. And that's when I found high ticket products. And that is what completely changed the course of my business, because what I had recognized is that it takes just as much energy to sell a $7 product as it did a $3,000 product. So what did I do? I adjusted my sales, I corrected course, and I put a high ticket product behind my traffic. And that month I had made just as much working part-time on my business that I did at my full-time job. And at that point, I'd made the decision that, hey, it's now time to go take off into the world. And I remember buying my plane ticket, logging onto the computer that night and buying my plane ticket. I took off on January 1st, 2015 and started officially traveling the world full time. And the next month I went on to make over $10,000 in my business. The month after that, I made over $15,000 in my business. The next month was $18,000. Then it went to $25,000. And it was 8 months after that, I had my first 6-figure month online. And it was the most incredible experience, because it wasn't the fact that, you know, I was able to go and build $1 million business online or even make my first $10,000 online. It was the fact that I was able to create this incredible lifestyle of freedom for myself and be able to go live life on my terms. And the coolest part about this now, you know, 5 years ago, I had this incredible dream of just traveling around the world. But today, you know, 2 months ago, I brought a brand new baby girl into this world. And because of this business now, I get to watch her grow up. I get to spend every waking minute with her, you know, watching her from the minute that she can barely even talk to open her eyes to now, you know, she's crawling around and doing all these cool little things. But it's amazing because I get to be there every step of the way and watch my baby girl grow up, because I made the decision 5 years ago to go build an online business. And not only build an online business, but follow the right information, acquire the right information to build a business that will be here for years to come. And that's why, you know, Josh and I came together, because we both share the same values in this industry. And we both built incredible businesses for ourselves. We've traveled around the world. And not only have we created this amazing lifestyle for ourselves, we've taught thousands of people all around the world. Josh has spoken on all of these incredible stages. You know, we've created our own online products, and we have massive success stories by people just following what we individually teach. And now we've put those two things together, and we've come together and create something that nobody else has ever seen before. And we're going to give you the blueprint, the step-by-step blueprint that you need to implement into your business to start seeing results now.
So if you're somebody that really wants to start your own online business, right? You've obviously heard success about us, you've seen success of others, and you're thinking, can I actually do this? And I remember being in that exact situation. I really had to suspend disbelief. That's what one of my mentors said is, Josh, suspend disbelief, just trust in the process. Trust the blueprint that we lay out for you. And I think humans just overcomplicate things. And they don't just do what is laid out in a program or a course. So I can promise you, if we decide to take you on board, if you follow this program to a T, you will not only get the results that you're looking for in your business, but you'll get the results that you're looking for in your life. I mean, how much have we actually worked throughout this whole entire week? Yeah. And as Brian's laughing, like, we really haven't worked that much. We've obviously shot a couple pieces of content. We've sent out a few emails, but we do it in the right way, and we do it with leverage.
Played some golf.
And we played some golf. And so what we want to do is we want to take the best of both worlds, the best of free content strategies, the best of funnels, the best of paid traffic, and we want to combine those together and literally give them to you on a silver platter. So if this doesn't, make sense to you, you're not familiar with all this jargon, do not worry. What we want to do is we want to have a personal call with you. Either myself or Brian or one of our certified coaches will jump on the phone with you, and we'll genuinely see if you're a good fit. Regardless if we decide to take you on board or not, we want to obviously deliver value, and you obviously want to see that we're a good fit for you as well. As you know, there's a ton of so-called gurus out there preaching their next big thing, their next quick hack to getting more traffic, more leads, more sales. What we want to do is we want to teach you how to build longevity. We want to teach you how to build a long-term business. This is a program that we created. Not only we want you to go through, we want our kids to go through and their kids to go through. So if you like what you're hearing today in this video, go ahead, click the button below, book a call, either speak with me or Brian or one of our certified coaches, and we can't wait to talk to you soon.